After recording your gameplay in Oculus, you're going to want to go into your main menu and open your files. And from there you can look at your media. Make sure that the cloud sync is on in the top right. When you initially load these, there is not going to be an option to sync, so you may need to wait a minute. And then you'll see eventually that it'll tell you if the media is synced or not. And then you can go back up and select the file. And there will be a sync option at that point. Once you sync it, you're going to be able to access it on your phone. So the three little dots there, you can open that in your Oculus and sync it. Now the hardest part is waiting. I would recommend waiting 15 or 20 minutes to sync with your phone and leave the headset on for a little bit. Maybe go in and play, do one more workout or do something else. I don't know if it matters if the headset is on, but I feel like sometimes it doesn't load properly. Your next step is to get your phone and to open the Oculus app, not the Supernatural app, and then you're going to press the share button under the video that you've synced, and it will download from the cloud. It'll take just a second, and then you're going to select. I use YouCut Video. It's a free video software that you can use. I chose this one for the tutorial because I think the iMovie might be similar for iPhones. What you're going to do is I always leave myself a cue where I put my hands together and then I separate them, so the last second that my hands are touching is what I'm looking for. So I'll just see 10, my hands are already apart. And here I think I happen to have my hands together, but it's not my cue. So for just a second, I'm looking for my hands to part. I realize at this point, this is not the right moment. So I go back to earlier. Here I have my hands really close together, and I'm looking for that last second that my hands are together. So here they're apart, I'm going back, they're together. So that is my last 10th of a second that my hands are together, and I'm going to keep that. Then I'm just going to trim the video on the far right there. I'm dragging it so that I'm just importing what I need, and I look for that special bubble at the end that releases a little firework or something. And then the next thing that I do is I am going to shape this. So I go to crop, and then I get that larger video that is more like a YouTube size. And what I want to do is put my center to the right so I have space for my picture-in-picture. So you'll see I'm getting my gameplay to the right of that rectangle and centered so you can see the punches. And then I'm going to go over and select I think I'm going to do the picture-in-picture, and I'm going to select my video from my phone that goes with this. I'm going to enlarge it and put it in the right spot. And then I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the other one, where I'm going to select the video, then I'm going to go to trim. This is in a different place in the menu. I've never understood why, but I look for the trim spot, or the scissors icon to trim. What I want to do is find that spot where my hands are together before I start for the last second. So I'm going back, looking for where my hands are together. They're together, so I know it's right about that. Now if I click on the spacing or on the timer on the left, once I get the approximate time there where it's red, I can pull up a little counter so that I can adjust tenths of a second. So there I see 22 is too far, 21 is right. So somewhere between 21 and 22, my hands part. I'm looking for the last tenth of a second. Actually, it rolls into 22, the last tenth of a second that my hands are together. So they're apart there. So the 22-1 would be the last second my hands are together. The picture-in-picture, it doesn't matter if the second video goes over, because it's not going to show up. So you don't have to adjust the end part of that. You just have to match up the beginning. Now I did make a mistake here where I imported that to the center of the video, so eventually that's going to have to move over. I do like to add, once I've got my hands matched up, I go to each clip and I add 5 seconds to where my hands met so that my hands aren't going back and forth in the video. Now, if you long press and drag that to the left, it'll line up the beginning of those videos so that they match up, because I had originally dropped that one in the middle on accident, but you can just long press and slide back and forth. You're also going to want to make sure that you turn your volume down on your video that you took with your cell phone of you playing, and then just do a quick review and make sure that it's good, and then you're going to save the video. And that's it. I did want to show you one other area. If you need to make any adjustments to your image, if it's too dark, you can go into the video and you can use a filter. So you can just choose a brighter filter. You can actually choose filters that they have. You can go in and you can make adjustments, increasing, decreasing the brightness. Sometimes my lighting is really bad in my house and you can't see me at all, so I can make lighting adjustments.